Hey everyone, I kind of wanted to cover the Ava Tyson situation. I've heard some really disturbing shit. Like, let's be real, really fucking disturbing shit. Don't know too much about it. I'm gonna let Moist Critical pretty much talk about it.
Yesterday, Ava Tyson of the Mr. Beast crew had a ton of evidence surface about horrible behavior.
Which, by the way, if I remember correctly, this is Chris from Mr. Beast, from my understanding. Or, well, before his transition. I want to say yes, but don't at me, I'm not very good when it comes to names.
As well as a past of really disgusting shit. A lot of people are calling the Season 7 writers of 2024 internet drama lazy because they're reusing a similar plot line. A lot of people drew comparisons to Dr. Disrespect.
Before we continue with this, I have a question. What is up with all of these disgusting motherfuckers, like, coming out all of a sudden? Like, you have Dr. Disrespect. There was the thing with Drake. I'm not exactly sure if that was 100% true. I mean, honestly, especially nowadays, nowadays I'm like, you just never know. You never know sometimes. I'm not sure if that one had evidence, but point is, seems like everyone and their mother, for some reason, they get to a certain peak. I don't know if it's like a certain famous level, not exactly sure what it is, but all of a sudden they're like, you know what, kids, you know, as a mom, let me just say something. Fucking disgusting. If you do anything with fucking kids, you're fucking disgusting.
Recently being outed for talking inappropriately to a minor. There are tons of screenshots to showcase exactly what was being said to someone who was between 13 and 14 years old.
13 and 14 years old. You know, it's shit like that really gets me. So, like, me and my ex-wife, our son was 13. So I think about that and I'm like, you know, that is the same age as my ex's son. And let me tell you, that is gross. That makes you think a full-grown fucking adult is talking to a child. Fucking disgusting. I'm telling you, it's shit like that where it's like, hey, you want to kill a motherfucker? I'm not going to blame you. I'm not going to blame you.
And it's fucking gross. It's completely unacceptable.
Completely gross.
Some of them were just public tweets right under everyone's nose. So Ava Tyson was an adult at this point. Lava.
Really quick. So I'm assuming that this was before they transitioned stuff to Ava. I mean, I'm assuming so. It says Chris. I don't really follow their social media, so I don't know if it's still Chris. It's hard to keep up with, so bear with me. Bear with me. So if he's been doing this for a while, that's pretty fucking disgusting.
Child. And saying things like, I posted some fire nudes for you, please no share. And then other shit like, but not $5, pathetic JK kissy face. They seem to communicate a lot, even sending Snapchats. So here's one that says, coming for America, and then goes on.
I like a little dark humor. I like a little, to be able to fuck around, be silly, but not with a 13-year-old. Not with a 14-year-old, not even with an 18-year-old. I'm just saying, like I said, I'm 31, maybe I'm old as shit. Maybe I like hanging out and talking with people that are kind of closer to my age. Even like a little bit younger, sure, awesome. But I'm telling you, 13, 14, you're fucking sick.
On to talk about being in a group chat.
And here's the thing, like, I've had kids before. So you want to like be silly, joke with your kids and stuff like that. Yes, even a little bit more dark humor, but with your own kids. Not someone else's kids, especially not in like a flirty way. That is fucking disgusting.
Everything. And I've seen a lot of people try and cope and deflect.
Just thinking about it right now,
just people are blowing this out of proportion. What a bunch of fucking nonsense. That's a load of hooey. That's dirty barnacles. That's ridiculous.
Dirty barnacles. I love when he says that.
An adult be communicating with a child in any inappropriate manner whatsoever. Edgy jokes between the adult and the child are still fucking gross. It's not like the slam dunk defense that some people seem to think it is.
It's fucking disgusting.
Under no circumstances should an adult be in a group chat with a bunch of children sending "Coming for America" pictures.
I do want to know something. I don't want to be that stuck-up parent that's like, but where were the parents? But legitimately, where were the fucking parents? Like, apparently this was going on for a long time. So just, maybe I am getting a tad bit old. Maybe I'm getting a tad bit old. Because when I was growing up, which again, I didn't get a cell phone until like I was in high school. It was like high school, I want to say. But like, I know the kids get it a lot earlier now. But like, do parents just like not check their kids' phones every once in a blue moon? Maybe just to see if they're talking to somebody. Maybe they shouldn't be. Predators have been a thing for a minute. I may not have had that phone, but I used to play a lot of RuneScape back in the day. And let me tell you, there was some interesting people on there. I'm just saying.
pictures. Like, that's still bad. That's still horrible. That's
Terrible.
Still really fucking weird. From what I can tell, most of the screenshots and a lot of the compiled evidence comes from this YouTuber, Prism42. This seems to be where
Only I've
most
seen that
of
one
it
yet.
started, and since this video dropped, there's been a lot more screenshots that have come out with all kinds of really bad things that were being said to or about minors.
That's disgusting.
I've only shown a couple here, but there's quite a bit more, and they're all just as bad, if not.
And at least from what Wish Critical was saying, is that he did this all in public. He was kind of just like not hiding it, does not care. I just brought him up earlier, but Dr. Disrespect, he just, which I think from recording this is about a little bit less than a month ago, that he started doing all this and started coming out with saying that he talked with a minor. Now, of course, I'm not sure exactly how old the child was, but last I checked, it says minor, as in like you're a fucking 35-year-old adult. Which I think he was like 35 or something when he first was talking with them. Which I think now he's like in his 40s, which is, it's strange. It's so strange. Point is that this has been something that's been going on for a while. And there's been a lot of people just coming out all of a sudden. I'm just saying, this isn't a fucking competition, guys. It's not a fucking competition. It's not a fucking competition.
Like,
please don't do that. And if you want to do a competition, maybe like a sport or something. Maybe like a fucking sport. I don't know.
Ava Tyson had a habit
to me,
of
it feels
calling
like that's
a 13
probably better.
or 14-year-old daddy. Like, you can't
That
just
is so
write that
fucking
off
disgusting.
as being like
I don't even like when people
quirky,
fucking say that as
inappropriate,
adults.
edgy jokes that people are blowing out of proportion. That's unacceptable. It's indefensible.
I agree.
Now, the 13, 14-year-old in question for a lot of these messages is someone that has come forward to give their own accounts of the situation.
By the way, props to them, because here's the thing: if they continued, even if you're just like texting them, I don't know if they did anything physically, which would be even fucking worse. Way to mess up a kid's life. But to be fair, stuff like that can mess up a kid's life. Not sure if anybody doesn't know, but 13, 14, actually I think even 18 and below, I could be wrong with this one, underdeveloped brains. Actually, I think your brains don't stop developing until 25. However, you are considered an adult at 18, so I'm gonna give it that. I'm gonna give it that for right now, pretty much. But yes, going underneath anything else, you can damage a kid's brain. His psyche. You know, call it a hunch. Maybe I am studying for psychology. I don't know. Maybe I might know a little something about that. Point I'm trying to make. That's a little much. That's a little fucking much.
And according to them, they
What do you mean
don't
a little?
believe
It's like
that they
a
were
lot.
groomed or anything bad was done on the part of Ava Tyson or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go ahead and give my take on it here. I talked about it on stream.
Trash.
And I'm not trying to be some kind of armchair psychologist, because I'm just, at the end of the day, a little reptile brain idiot.
I will be your psychologist. I don't have my degree fully yet, but you know, I might a little something. I might pay attention in class a little bit. So listen, don't worry, I'll help you.
But I really do feel like in a situation like this, it's very difficult to process just how inappropriate or unacceptable something was when you lived
Some would say it's a bit illegal.
Very difficult to view this as the person that you communicated to so closely for so long was actually evil or doing things that were wrong.
Mm-hmm. And he brings up a really good point. We talked about it just a second ago. Underdeveloped brains. They don't know. They have no idea. That's why we have rules when it comes to underage children. We have rules of like what kids can even see. Good example too with ads and stuff. What is being shown in front of them? There's laws. I don't remember the exact law specifically, but there is child laws against that because, say it with me, children are underdeveloped. So like the fact that you have all these people, and it's always famous people. I don't understand what it is, but it's always these people that come back for children. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, if you like young people, how about, let's just say you're old as fuck, right? Like, I don't know, 60, 70, famous 60, 70-year-old millionaire. I don't know. I still think this is gross too, but like, I don't know, go in the 20s, I guess. At least those are still legal. Am I right or am I right? Listen, at least they're still legal.
But
maybe not
in
13.
reality, no child should have this kind of relationship with an adult where you're
I just don't know how that child even got there.
About sending nudes to a minor or making edgy jokes about coming for America.
It's so fucking disgusting.
The person here might not feel like a victim. It really is completely unacceptable.
It can mess with your psyche. Like, again, at least from what I'm seeing, at least from what I'm hearing, there was no physical it seems like there was no physical doing. However, again, mental stuff can definitely be there. It can definitely be there. And you know what? Actually, I bet you not even definitely. It will 100% be there. Not a possibility, but yes, it will 100% happen. It'll probably more or less trigger up memories later. Either trigger memories later and or trauma.
That Ava Tyson would be communicating with them like this. It really is, no matter how it's spun. Now, it is important to mention that right now, most of the evidence is screenshots, so I guess there is the chance that some could be faked.
Sorry,
but some
coughing.
of them seem very hard to fake.
I'm a little bit sick.
There's a video going through a Snapchat conversation with Ava. There's also confirmed.
It is too blurry, and maybe I'm just a tad bit old now, but I can't fucking see. Wait a minute. I'm like trying to read his message right here. He said, when it's your wedding ring, we can do what you want. All right, you know damn well it's not good. That's all I know. You know damn well it's not good.
Account over the years, which I'll get to now. And it was also revealed that Ava Tyson had a history of being a shadman enthusiast.
I don't know what that is yet. I hope he explains it. I
Since
hope he
all the tweets
explains
have
it.
been deleted, it makes it very difficult to find the times that they communicated with Shadman.
Oh,
or
okay, he's an
talked
artist.
about
He's an
Shadman
artist. He's an
and
artist.
the art.
Good to know.
But I did find this from Mudahar's video, who went to the Wayback Machine and showcased this tweet. And Mudahar censored it because the character does not appear to be over the age of 18. For those of you that know that name, that might have just triggered a Winter Soldier moment in your brain with your eyes rolling into the back of your skull, because it is...
I was gonna say, I don't know why people fucking... You know what? People are just fucking nasty. People are nasty. I don't understand why you spend money for underage like sex. And you know what? Here's the thing. I know in the anime community, again, this is not really my thing. Again, I'm sorry. I'm a mother. It's kind of one of those things where I'm like, hey, that's not really my cup of tea. I'm just saying, hey, you like what you like. I still think it's a little gross, but you know, you do you fucking do you. But when it comes to real life shit, you know, that IRL shit, that's when I'm like, all right, listen, don't be drawing that shit. And if you're drawing like people that I know, which I'm surprised there's even fucking artists that do that. Listen, y'all nasty.
So
y'all fucking nasty.
Shadman was an artist who drew child porn. Now, when you hear
so
that, a lot
nasty.
of people think that you're talking about lolly or lolly hentai.
See, that's what I was
shit,
thinking.
which is characters that look
And people
like
defend
little
that
girls,
and
but
like...
actually,
I guess it's not real. Me personally, you know, not the biggest fan. I'm sorry. Some would say I'm not a fan at all. But what I will say, it's art. It's not real life. It's art. It's not real life. So I'll give you that.
5,000-year-old vampires. Like, that's the meme.
Usually, it's always something with anime like that.
Uncultured swine. You see, it's not actually a real child. This is a victimless crime. This may look like a 4-year-old girl, but you don't understand the lore. She's actually coming from a sophisticated line of goblin ogres, and she is over 400 years old.
Listen. That is exactly what people defend. Okay, the people that defend shit like that, it's always like that. Again, you like what you like. At the end of the day, it's not fucking real. I mean, shit, I'm not fucking real. So listen, you do what you like. So, hey, I'm not knocking on y'all, but at the same time, he's got a pretty accurate fucking description right there.
So it's
pretty
completely
accurate.
illegal, and you're weird for thinking that it's weird. But
and you're always weird too
he
for that.
wasn't drawing lolly. He was drawing real children sexually. So one of the most infamous cases was when he drew Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter in a pornographic setting.
And that's what I meant. So with real life, you know, when it's like, oh my God, that looks like a real child, disgusting. It's disgusting. It's nasty. Not to mention when the artist is specifically trying to get someone's child. Like, I would be livid. I would literally be killing somebody. If you were drawing like my baby girl. Listen, Maxine, my ex's wife, my ex-wife's child, our child. Sorry, I haven't slept at all today, so bear with me. My English is a little bad. If this motherfucker was drawing her and, you know, doing whatever, God knows what, I would be so pissed. Not just pissed. We would take this shit to an extra level. The new level. And honestly, I do not give a fuck. Do not
that
give a
actual
fuck.
fucking lunatic drew porn of an 8-year-old girl.
Disgusting.
That's not hearsay or anything. That is something that actually happened. And you know what's even crazier? I talked about this on stream. A lot of people supported him publicly. Like, a lot of people defended that. Back when Shadman dropped that revolting dog shit.
I know that, and again, sorry, I'm gonna pause this a couple times because some of this stuff's a little wild to me. With the whole, because we talked about like the lolly stuff. People will do that a lot for that part of the genre. And again, I have a lot of in the VTuber sphere, I have a couple of friends that are more of the lolly structure. Can you tell my English is really bad today? But the lolly structure. So, you know, they look cute. I love them to death. Maybe not like that, of course. Let's keep it real. But you know what? Hey, listen, you like what you like. But at the end of the day, it is not real. It is not real. Even though I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but hey, you like what you like. But this is real.
There was a lot of people that were pumping their fists saying, "Go Shadman! It's Keemstar. Who cares? Doesn't matter. He deserves it anyway." Shadman, dude.
I hate when people do shit like that. If okay, so I'm gonna bring up another semi-recent. I'm not gonna talk about it too much because of politics and shit. But when it comes to people not liking a specific side, a specific person, let's just say they don't believe in their beliefs or how they do things, people go to fucking extremes. They're like, hey, you don't believe what I believe in, or hey, you live a certain way that I don't live, so you know what, I wish the evilest things upon you. And I'm just like this, excuse me, when the fuck did we become savages? Listen, I understand that we were, you know, back in the day we were pretty primal, but last I checked it's 2024. So with that being said, how about like we actually use our fucking brain and like maybe let people live the way they want to, and you live the way that you want to, and we can kind of live in harmony. It's almost as if like people can't think. It's like they can't think.
You take requests.
They go off of like emotions.
This person's underage daughter next. He received applause for drawing child porn. Let that shit marinate for a moment.
I'd rather not.
So anyway, Ava Tyson
Bitch, I'd rather not.
has publicly tweeted about lolly, and in particular there are tweets of Ava Tyson talking either to or about Shadman. A lot of the tweets are gone now because the Twitter account has been nuked.
By the way, just heads up, we are still doing non-live pre-recordings for now. Actually, next week, which right now it is Friday. It's Friday. We will be doing more on next Tuesday, so you'll see more of the live reactions. But I was gonna ask you guys, this Shadman person, are they still doing art? Are they still doing art? Because if that's the case, that's some fucked up shit. I'm assuming that this man is still cooking, not in jail, not nothing, just still cooking. Because that's usually how our society works. Listen, you keep all the crazy people in like society, and all the pretty chill people. Okay, well, maybe not everyone, but a good portion, they go right to jail. It's like, you don't believe with how I feel? To jail with you. It's like, be gone, thought.
But there are archives.
Get out of here.
A lot of them. And one thing that still persists, and one thing that a lot of people have been showing, is that Ava Tyson may have actually commissioned a piece from Shadman, or at the very least purchased a piece from Shadman.
If they're doing the shit that they're doing in like the text messages, easily.
There's a clip from
I bet they bought two.
Video where there
I
is
bet they fucking bought two.
art hanging on the wall belonging to Ava Tyson. I censored the close-up of the art for obvious reasons, but this is something that is irrefutable. The only question about Ava Tyson and Shadman's connection is whether or not a piece was commissioned or purchased. But at the very least, a piece was owned by Ava Tyson. And I don't think there's any wiggle room to just explain this away as some kind of innocent whoops-a-daisy moment of being ignorant of what the art was. With Ava Tyson having publicly talked about...
Exactly. It's like, clearly you know exactly what is on top of your wall. It's fucking gross. It's like throw up fucking hanging on your damn wall. And you damn well know they probably have liked, commented, fucking researched like this fucking artist specifically. So like, you know he knows. You know he knows.
And art like that, and then also owning a Shadman piece, I don't think it's some kind of coincidence. Like, I don't think it was an accident and they didn't know Shadman drew.
I know, you can't fuck around like that. It's always like when everyone gets caught, like, oh, I'm caught. They're like, oh, I didn't know, or oh, this and this. Actually, I think Dr. Disrespect did that too. He's like, I didn't know. And then he goes back and it's like, okay, I didn't know that this person was like a minor. It's always like, oh, well, that was a long time ago, or oh, I didn't know. It's like, yes, you did. Yes, you fucking did. Like, I don't know. Some people play so dumb. No, actually, better yet, reverse. They play dumb, but they play dumb because they think you're dumb. And let me tell you, I have met a lot of stupid asses fucking, you know, in my 31 years. But for the most part, at least for when it comes to shit like this, a lot of us are pretty smart when it comes to that. You know, that whole basic, what is it? Basic thought process. The basic thought processes, like the things that like are common sense stuff. Yeah, I think most of us have
But
that.
I
Like a
really
yes
don't.
and a no.
And then yet
You have your
another
yeses and your no-nos.
disturbing video surfaced where they had actually made a video a long time ago that linked to revenge porn of Jeanette McCurdy.
The story is she sent pictures to her boyfriend.
That was before he transitioned, I think.
And he leaked them.
By the way, sorry, I forget when he started doing all that. Or I guess in this situation, it'd be she. Sorry, the terms are going to be confusing for me. I ain't trying to piss nobody off, by the way. Just in this situation.
Business, but I know that you know, people might want to see him, so it's there if you want it.
That's crazy. That's astonishing.
This man said, hey, by the way, we got porn right here. We got porn right here if you want to see. I ain't going to delete it or anything, but it's right here. Yeah, listen, that man's classy.
Sharing
Classy.
porn publicly and trying to spin it like, well, some people might want to see this, so for you
You're like,
degenerates, I posted the link in the
You said that's for
description.
you. Don't worry about it. Hey,
If
listen,
you
you
wanna
didn't
check that out.
hear it from me.
It'd be weird to do that, and I'm not endorsing it. That's
With the wink.
unhinged. Completely unhinged. So
with the
all
wink.
of this started to
If you have the
hit
wink, then you're fine.
mainstream. More and more people started sharing screenshots as well as other chat logs, all kinds of
Good.
things.
Get him out there.
With a history of communicating inappropriately with or about minors. And in response, a couple hours ago, Ava Tyson did make a statement, and this is what was said.
Before we go into that, I really need to know. Listen, I don't know where this comes from. Is it just a famous person thing? Like, I shit you not. Like, every time that a famous person gets in trouble, it's because they were talking to a minor. Why is it always the minor? I don't understand. There must be like some, like they're made out of gold or something. Like made out of fucking gold. You want to know what it probably is? The disgusting bastards probably think it's like the forbidden fruit. They're like, well, I already have everything else. You might as well get the forbidden fruit. First off, no, but like I really do try to wrap my brain around that. Again, somebody that is training to be a psychologist, somebody that is trying to do therapy. I try to pick the brains of people, but that one's rotten. That's like rot brain. So I don't want to be picking nothing there. It fucking smells.
I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent.
I wonder
Seeing
like the
recent
age
events,
difference
we
from when they
mutually
did it
decided
before
it's
to
best
now.
I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health.
Yeah, also you can do all that in jail, you know, because that's last I checked, that was against the law. That was against the law.
That is kind of a textbook non-apology. It doesn't address anything. It doesn't talk about...
By the way, he's 100% correct with that. Every single time someone gets caught, they look like this. They always do their, oh, I'm sorry. Usually in the video, usually in some kind of YouTube video, or if you're really, really, really crazy, a ukulele. I think it was a ukulele. Like, I'm trying to remember her name. Which, if I remember correctly, her ass, what is her name? God, I can't remember. See, that's the bad part about not doing live chats, is because I usually ask chat and they're not here. However, Tuesday, we're going back over to live. Elden Ring's been taking my life, just saying. But yeah, so if I remember correctly, she did stuff with kids also, which is fucking disgusting.
Not anything. It's just like this blanket boilerplate.
Also, I keep hearing that thunder, and I keep thinking that's me.
There's no denial of anything.
The storms have been
claims
crazy.
that
This
some of
summer
the
has been awful.
information is false, made up, fabricated, a lie, a fib, a bunch of malarkey. Nothing at all. You would
I
really
love
think
Moist
that
Critical.
if
When he
any of
talks,
the information
beautiful.
was wrong or faked, that would be one of the first things that Ava Tyson would want to set the record straight on.
Yeah.
That
You would think
happen.
so.
Even if it was something like needing more time, I really feel like that would have been expressed in the statement, saying, need more time to talk about all of these things that are incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's not there. So they're assumed to be all correct at this point.
They're like, hey, well, I got caught. You caught me. I got to go back to my family and regroup. Because if I remember correctly, yeah, this is like a pattern. Because I'm going to use Dr. Disrespect again, because he's the most recent one, minus of course Drake. But Drake's like different celebrity. But listen, when it comes to Dr. Disrespect, he went on his vacation for mental stuff. Well, apparently he was going to go on vacation anyway, but it just so happens he got in trouble. So it's like a 2-for-1 song. So he's going to go on vacation too and do his own thing. So bit of a coincidence, right? Bit of a coincidence. Wink, wink.
That have come out here. As I was rendering this video, Ava Tyson dropped more tweets claiming that no one was ever groomed, and then states that the victim vocally supported that that's false. I again,
they're 13.
Already told you
they have undeveloped brain.
My feelings.
Don't be stupid
on that. I really don't think a child who has this kind of relationship with an adult would ever really recognize just how inappropriate it was, because it became so normalized to them, which it never should be.
Charlie hits it right on the fucking head. The reason why we have laws is because their brain is underdeveloped. They cannot make these decisions. They don't understand. You think they understand, but they fucking don't understand. Their brain is still developing. That's why we have laws.
It's a horrible thing, and
for
there really
people like
is
you.
No excusing it in my eyes. Going further, there's an apology about unacceptable social media posts, and then saying that it was edgy jokes and that it was unacceptable humor.
Talking about coming with a child. It's disgusting.
It's like a thing of the
past,
not
edgy jokes.
And it's been misconstrued into things that didn't happen, and then not wanting the accusation.
Sorry, this right here pisses me off. Like I said, I mean, I've bitched about this like many times for like military. I was military 12 years. Listen, all we do is live and breathe edgy jokes. If you're not saying an edgy joke at least once a day, no, at least two times a day, then you know what? Something's wrong. But like, those aren't edgy jokes. You're trying to listen, you're trying to edge with somebody, but that's not the edging that we're talking about here. It's a little different. We're talking about that dark humor. Now that's I don't think that's humor. I think that's just really sad. It's a cry for help.
Of people who work at Mr.
It really is a cry for help.
Which is why Ava Tyson stepped away. I just don't think you can write off a lot of those social media posts as edgy jokes or edgy humor when you actually owned art from an artist who draws child porn. That's not a joke anymore.
You know, red flags.
Bought some child porn art. Like, that's not exactly side-splitting comedy. Like, I don't really think you can just go ahead and hand wave that as being edgy and
it's
like
true.
Old humor that you've grown from.
You just have like some like naked child, like, and here's the thing, I don't even know what that picture was. It was blurred out for a reason. You just have that on your wall. Imagine if you just have friends, right? Normal friends, actually. And I'm sure he had at least one of them. He was hanging out with Mr. Beast, and from my understanding, Mr. Beast is a really cool fucking dude. But imagine just walking in. Sorry, I was choking on my saliva. Sorry, I'm a little sick, so I'm not the best right now. But imagine just walking into someone's house, you know, just chilling, ready to go have like dinner with a friend. You look off on your wall and you're seeing God knows what the fuck is on the wall right there. And you're like, excuse me. I would be asking questions. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Now, don't get me wrong, I love art, and there's some crazy art. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to be not cultured, but like there is like African painting art, which is a little bit more erotic, I want to say. And even like some of the Native American stuff that we have, like my papa used to have a bunch of it, where it could be very either graphic or like even looks a little sexual. But you know, last I checked, they were all adults. I think this, like, listen, this specific, see, that's why I'm getting riled up. When you become a parent, it fucks with you. It fucks with you because you think to yourself, again, 13 or 14-year-old, that could have been my son. That could have been my daughter. And you damn well know that's going to fuck with them. So thanks for giving me a child with mental issues now. They may have already had some from me, but now you just gave them more. So way to fucking go.
And then some of the tweets about it and like requests. What's the joke? Like, what's the punchline of that? I really don't think you can just say, it's just edgy jokes that are blown out of proportion.
It's just
Sorry
bullshit. Just spitting shit out of his ass.
That doesn't really work to me.
Exactly.
As of right now, there's been no response from Mr. Beast or anyone else on the team about all of this.
By the way, I think this is... Okay, so I think his video got dropped almost like a few hours afterwards. I don't have the tweet on me right now, but more or less, moral of the story is that he got kicked off the team. Which, honestly, good job, Mr. Beast. Fuck that dude. Or girl, or whichever one. Fuck that predator. In this situation, fuck that predator. How about that? Makes it super easy. Super fucking easy. But, yeah, so I'm pretty sure he got kicked off. And more or less, they're saying he's under investigation and everything else. You know, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much court stuff. But good for you. Good for you.
Seen whether or not
Shit is
Jimmy
nasty.
or anyone else on the team knew about these things or what's going on there. But as of me making this video, there's still no response yet. So this...
I will say one thing though. And listen, you know I pause a lot, all right? Plus this is our like first video coming back, so I have lots of things to talk about. This is something that maybe some people would agree with me, maybe not. Voice your comments in the chat, or for in the comment section, not chat. Can you tell that I'm tired? I'm pretty sure Mr. Beast is pretty good friends with Ava. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong for this, but like you wouldn't know at least a little bit from one of your best friends. Now, granted, ever since the, I think I watched another video from, who was it? I don't remember his name, but they talked about when Ava was going through, or Chris was going through his transition. I think they started to split a little bit. So maybe with all their busy work and stuff, because I think he was still part of the team, maybe he kind of just like stopped seeing what they were doing. But if you're like really good friends, I don't know, maybe you're around, you see something crazy, like I don't know, that stuff that like is common sense to me. Not to mention, if you ever go over to Ava's house, you don't see the fucking picture. I don't know, just to me it's simple shit. But yeah, listen, you let me know. What do you think?
This whole situation is obviously horrible.
Absolutely.
And there's a little bit more I want to talk about here. And it's something I didn't even think I'd ever need to talk about, but I guess we've reached this point in the internet where this is necessary. I've been being attacked on Twitter, just fucking
it's like literally like you have to be like, all right. It's like talking to the fucking dog, right? Like you bring the dog on like the couch. You just pray after years and years and years of fucking potty training this dog. And you're like, hey, you're good. I don't expect you to shit on the fucking couch. And you fucking shit on the couch. It's been 6 years. I didn't have to think I had to say this to you. But you have to do it sometimes. It's almost as if like people forget. It's like people fucking forget. I don't get it.
Ignoring the situation and refusing to speak
I guess I use a dog example, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
About all this, which is crazy to me. And then people saying like, "Oh, where was the same energy for where was the same energy that you had for Dr. Disrespect here?" And it's crazy that I even have to talk about this. So, last night during stream, this story was still breaking. Things were still coming out about this story, and I talked about it on stream last night. The same day, all of these pieces of evidence were surfacing. I talked about it immediately. Once I became aware of what the evidence was out there and what the claims were and what was going on, I was talking about it right away.
That is beautiful. That is fucking beautiful. Listen, for the people in the fucking back, you have to make sure that these allegations, which again, it's not proven until it's guilt. What was it? Proven until proven guilty. That's what it is. I don't remember the fucking saying, but let's just say somebody called me something crazy, right? I would hope you guys would be like, okay, where's the evidence? I would be like, please make sure that there's evidence so no one's trying to take me to jail for some stupid shit. Like evidence. Like, you want to know what's really funny is that like little off topic, but with the Dr. Disrespect one, because I was definitely watching that one a lot. A lot of the fans were like, hey, it's not proven until proven guilty. Evidence. Now, this was before Dr. Disrespect pretty much said, yes, I did do this. And then they would still be like, oh, it's okay. He'll still be back. It's not a big deal. How old was she really? Wait, actually, one of the funny ones was that 17 and 16 are legal ages here. I'm like, you don't even know. They never said the age. It could have been like 14, 15. I'm just saying it could have been a lot lower, but people just assume, unless for some reason my dumb ass missed something. Maybe there was an age set. I don't know. And even then though, can I just say this? At the time, if I remember correctly, again, this one I could be wrong with, but like Dr. Disrespect was like 35 or 36 talking to a possible 16 or 17-year-old. Even if it is legal in certain spots, it's like 20 some, that is 20 some difference. Like, no. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I even posted a video that is highly edited and short, nice and concise about the whole bare bones of the situation and my thoughts on it for the second channel. So that way, even if you have the biggest brain rot and can't focus on a video for long,
most the internet,
finish that whole video and see just how bad this whole Ava Tyson situation is. So I talked about it immediately, but Twitter didn't see that video. And
fuck Twitter and their stupid fucking brain rot. Just saying, I have brain rot here. Listen, when I start streaming, I go fucking local. But let me tell you, Twitter's like a whole fucking thing. And you know what? I feel bad for him because I understand exactly what he's saying. If you don't talk about the fucking situation right there immediately, like start stream, listen here, chat. We're going to start right now. No introductions, no nothing. Just get in there. I don't know. That's the internet now. That's the fucking internet. Not the biggest fan of where we're going. Also, Charlie, I feel so sorry. I keep pausing you at the terrible spot. Listen, Charlie, you are gorgeous. I love you.
And the ones that did,
you are second place to me in Asmon.
Put this on a second channel. He's afraid to put it on his
You're like a strong
channel.
third.
He didn't do that for Dr. Disrespect. He was like that with Dr. Disrespect. You are provably wrong. All you had to do was activate a few fucking neurons in your noodle.
Ain't got no more.
Disrespect video.
Ain't got no more.
I posted it at, I think it was 9 p.m. on June 22nd. June 22nd is when my Dr. Disrespect video
This man
went up.
said 9 p.m., 9:02 p.m. I just had my coffee. Boom, done. He remembers everything. That sucks though. Imagine just being like, you're just trying to have fun, talk about like your, now granted, like, Moist Critical is very much, at least for me personally, he's one where I go for the news. I like to say what's going on around the internet and stuff. So I love seeing his videos, but listen, cut the man some slack. Cut the man some slack. Like he was literally going to talk about it, but if it's not right there and then, like something happens, run over to the fucking computer, boom, let's talk about it. Like, you know, let the man breathe. What if he just woke up? Like, you know, let him have his coffee, have some like morning breakfast and whatnot. Like, let him have that. Then go ahead and get in there. I mean, makes sense to me. Am I wrong? Don't fucking shoot me, Jesus.
The allegation
makes
against
sense to
Dr.
me.
Disrespect was on June 21st. So what happened is that allegation came out. I talked about it on stream. Dr. Disrespect made a statement as well the same day that I talked about.
I think that's when he admitted it.
The following day, almost a full 24 hours later, I made the video talking about it. And in this situation, it is the exact same timeline. I was talking about it as everything was unfolding. I even had a video go up on the second channel going over everything that was coming out. And now I'm making the full video about it 24 hours later.
Like I said, I feel bad for him.
Exact same speed.
But then again, a lot of our new YouTube content that we've been having is pretty much like reacting stuff. And like, let me tell you, once you start doing it enough, because this man be popping videos out just like Asmon, which are my two favorite, just saying. These are my inspirations, just saying. They're really good at fucking talking. But sorry, off topic. Once you start doing all that, you're going to start getting a lot of brain rotted people, and they're going to want some of their brain rotted drama ASAP, because they, you know, they're going to consume it and then literally going to go get some more later. It's like fast food. It's like fucking fast food. The meal that you just ate, doesn't matter. It's just not good enough. I don't know. We live in a different time, chat. We live in a fucking different time.
Same energy as the Dr. Disrespect situation. And the main person who started this lightning rod of accusations about me ducking it and refusing to address it is fucking Sneeko of all people.
Yo, look out. Moist Critical is not going to go talk about the Chris situation.
Dude, this guy's still doing shit. Wait a minute. I thought he was like canceled like 5 different times by now. This dude is like, I don't even know what to say about this dude. Like, first off, he looks like my cousin Paco. And you know what? Paco's in fucking jail right now. Just saying. Fucking rip Paco. No, but seriously, listen. This guy be looking like he has nothing else to do. He still has his peach fuzz. Like, you need some help, my friend. You need some help. And besides, stop fucking with my husband. Okay, he would be like my second husband. Asmon first, and then Mush Critical. I don't know if you all agree with me on that, but listen, my goblin, that's my number one, baby. That's my number one. That's my number one.
Collab. Bro, you're going to talk about every other trending situation, Dr. Disrespect, Sneeko, anything that goes viral goes on your main channel. Chris, the associate of the biggest YouTube channel in the world, you do a 4-minute clip on your second channel. Stop coping and be a journalist if you're going to be a journalist, or just say that you want to have the collab. Stop lying.
Jesus Christ, the fucking drool there is going to drive me insane.
If I remember correctly, their drama, and I am so sorry, I keep fucking pausing them at the worst spot. Listen, I love you. I do. If I remember correctly, their whole beef was like the whole gun situation, like the mags and the clips and stuff like that. Yes, I thought they like fixed that. I thought they like, you know, squashed the beef and everything. Boom. Apparently not. They said, hey, by the way, fuck you again. Fuck you again. Like, I think this guy, listen, I think Sneeko might have a crush on you. I mean, I do too a little bit. So, I mean, I get it. But at the same time, he might have a little bit of a fucking crush on you.
I need to go.
That's
put
what
on
I
the
did in elementary school.
PTSD or something. What do you mean it is a 4-minute clip? Because I did that so people like you who don't pay attention long enough can see my take on it and also get the bare bones information of what makes it so horrible. That's the reason it's a 4-minute clip on the second channel. It was never going to be the only video I made talking about it. I was always going to make a full breakdown of this because it's bad. It's a horrible situation.
It's so fucking bad.
So yes, you're right. I do talk about like big trending bad shit like Dr. Disrespect or like Cody Ko most recently. I don't know why people thought I wouldn't talk about this. I knew Cody Ko far more than I knew Ava Tyson. I talked to Cody Ko at length one time on his podcast and then one other time in DMs. Ava Tyson, I met 1.5 times. I first met them after a poker game with Mr. Beast. They showed up right at the end, right before I left.
He brings up a really good point. The person that he went over, which I'm not exactly sure what they did. If it's in this video, I'm assuming it's something similar. If you know this person, if you're like, hey, I've done stuff with this person, like, you know, we've hung out, we've played sports or games and stuff like that. You may know a little bit more something. But like, when it comes to the Ava thing, he clearly has not done very much with her, or he's seen her like at least one time. So he probably wants to do the one thing and knows a little bit more about that. And then when it comes to Ava, maybe wants to do a little bit more research. Because you know what? You want to know what the craziest thing people do not do nowadays? Do research. It's almost as if like the moment that they see something, they're like, yep, that has to be true. That has to be true. Why would the internet lie to me? Fucking rot brain to its fucking finest.
And then at the most
rot brain at its finest.
Video, also right when I got out, Ava Tyson showed up and I talked to them for a couple of minutes. But I never knew Ava Tyson very well. Cody Ko I did, and I still wasn't afraid to talk about how awful his shit was. So I've never been someone.
I feel like I need to go look up Cody Ko.
Shy away from
I'm assuming it's like the same
situation like this just because I know or am familiar with the person that it's about.
Smart guy.
So I don't know why people thought that that would be the case here.
Because they don't think. I'm gonna just say it right now. You brought it up earlier. Twitter, raw brain, trash place. Don't go to fucking Twitter unless you're gonna go hang and check out my stuff. You know, we do lots of art.
And also for the millionth fucking time,
that's not
I'm
a shameless
not a journalist. I'm like the Z-tier stupid journalist, like this actual layman fucking CTE riddled idiot that reports on stories, and I talk about them usually to make jokes about them. In rare cases, and recently it's been very common, there's serious stories that I am very passionate about delivering and talking about how shitty they are. So, like, in a situation like this, yeah, this isn't really a story that I joke a lot about because it is serious.
Exactly. Like, again, we talked about military stuff. Dark humor, like, I could laugh about anything. If anything, with all this stupid, crazy shit that I've seen in, like, my deployments and everything else, sometimes I kind of just laugh during very, emotional and very, like, troubling times. It's kind of how I cope. However, there's certain things where it's not a laughing matter. Or even like back when I was still active, there were times where it was like not terribly like it was bad, but like not that bad, like not this bad. So I'd be like, okay. But like stuff like this, again, being a parent, being a mom, you'll understand. Well, being a dad, whichever one, being a parent, you'll know. You got to think of, let's just say example, little Jimmy or Cynthia. I don't know why I picked Cynthia, but Samantha. I like Samantha better. Like, they're your babies. That is your blood. That is your babies. And you have somebody just come up in here and be like, hey, want to hang out? Or what was the one thing that they said? Something about coming for America. stupid shit. But like, you know, imagine if he did. Now, Samantha is all fucked up now. And again, not only is she going to have a worse life now, but you never know how bad that it is. She might be with you now. You might actually be having to clean up the aftermath. And I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. I mean like mentally. mentally. So I'm just saying there's a lot of things that go into that. So yeah, people don't realize how soft, sensitive kids are. And I'm not talking about like the heart. I'm talking about the head.
When there is a
They're still
victim who's
learning.
a child here, that's something to take seriously.
Exactly.
But I'm not a fucking journalist. Most of the shit I talk about is the most inconsequential mumbo jumbo ever, like aliens in warp drives.
But it is cool stories. Just saying. You keep doing you, baby.
Or that recent story about how scientists discovered hippos can fly because they get airborne for a
He makes
split
funny
second,
videos.
literally
I
like
love him.
one half of a frame. They're able to get all 4 little legs off the ground. And I talk about those
I
stories.
know that was a
and joke
thing,
about
actually.
them. It's just talking about shit to joke about it for the most part, except in cases like this where it is a serious story that I talk about. Now, Sneeko, I hope you're ready.
And you know what? Before he goes on his rant, on streams, there's this. I live by this rule: time and a fucking place. Like when we're streaming, we're having a good ass time. I joke about a lot of stupid shit. I usually get a little like, you know, I like to say that I might be 31, but I'm a kid at heart. So I like to have fun. I like to say stupid jokes, you know, usually like your mama jokes. You know, it's my very cringe humor. But let's just say a topic comes up, because it does every once in a blue moon. Some serious shit. Your mama jokes and all these other dark humor and all blah, 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 blah. That goes right down the drain. And a lot of the times I don't like to shut that shit down because I'm not one of those people like, oh, PC, fuck all that shit. Like, I don't mind talking about it if it's the time and the place, of course. But that's where all the silliness goes right out the window. And we're going to talk about some real shit. And you know what? Some people need that. To be honest with you, some people really have to have a conversation about it because apparently common sense, not really a thing sometimes. So they're going to be like, is this okay? It's not, but you know, if they never get fucking yelled at, get told like, hey, don't be a fucking dumas. Don't be a fucking dumas for fucking pendejo. You know that that's not right. Or maybe they don't. But listen, sometimes you got to just put that foot down.
For the cold water here, because I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
Gotta.
When this story broke, I thought for sure, I would have actually bet money that you would have been some kind of contrarian talking about how this is actually not a big deal and everyone who's pretending to be outraged about it is actually just a hypocrite.
By the way, you're right.
Because you have been on this crusade for a while now about not agreeing with the age of consent. So I really thought you'd be talking...
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Sneeko did something with like... What was the one movie? I never had a chance to, or document. I don't fucking remember. It's a thing with the cuties, which by the way, I think that's like beauty pageants for kids. Let me just say this. That shit is fucking disgusting. And if you fucking put your kids in a child beauty pageant, get some fucking help. Like, I don't know. They're gross. Because here's the thing. There's still the same rules as like adults. So you'll see them in like swimsuits. You'll see them in like the most revealing shit ever. Not to mention they're fucking moms. A lot of times like the moms there are just like little screw loose. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. It's gross. I never saw like kiwis. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Or not kiwis. cuties. Like same thing.
About how, oh, this is just like Dr. Disrespect, who you ran hard defense for with this imaginary 17-year-old you cooked up in your head based off of one fake email from an anonymous source.
Imaginary 17-year-old. We do not know what the age is. And besides, 17-year-old is still fucked up. Like, come on now.
And
You
I
can
thought
pick
you would be
anybody.
going that
17?
angle again, saying like,
Also,
oh, well, that 13-year-old
last I checked,
was
he has a
probably
wife.
very mature.
Age of consent should be maturity. It's not even 18.
Listen. He's like, oh, it's just a 17-year-old. Did you forget that you have a wife and a kid? Oh, they don't. They're fine. You know, fuck the wife. Fuck the wife, because you know that you're not fucking her.
In most states. Why do you even believe that? It's because in Hollywood, it's 18, so that gets pushed everywhere. Most places, 16. And if you question that, then they call you a pedo. I believe the age of consent is the age of maturity. It should be called the age of marriage. Age of consent implies that you're gonna have out of wedlock. I think it's better that people get married at 16, 17 than to have a bunch of premarital until they're 30 and they're washed up and then they get jaded and they're on birth control and they have dried up eggs. I think that's better for society.
He's so
What is that stupid ass take? You know, technically speaking, the way that goes, you could be like, oh, well, as long as they're mature, you can just have sex when they're 14. It's like, excuse me. It's like, no, last I checked, they still have a brain of a fucking child, fucking Dumas.
pseudo-intellectual that he actually argues for things that defend pedophilia. That's fucking ridiculous. And
Disgusting.
when challenged on this, it's even worse. So there's an older clip now, it's quite a few months old, where XQC and Destiny actually challenge him on this right to his face, and holy shit, it's bad.
You see how you want to answer the question? You see how he's going to yap and not answer the question? I'm going to ask the same thing when you're done. Go ahead.
I just answered the question.
Also, I want to play this
What's
game.
the age?
I just told you at a developed age.
Sneeko thinks you should be able to fuck 9-year-olds. That's what Sneeko thinks, and he won't answer that question honestly. Or he's going to have to give a different answer, in which case he's updated his morality.
If I remember correctly, your brain is developing all the way till 25. Now, did I say you have to wait till 25? No, I think technically you're an adult, which that's not true, but you're an adult by the state is 18. Or I guess technically speaking, some places is 17, apparently. But point is that the way that he says it makes it seem like, oh, 14's fine. 15, as long as they're mature. It's like, yeah, I hope that you say that when you get put into fucking jail. I hope that's fun for you. I hope that's fun. And you're going to get consent in your asshole.
Updated his
Have fun in fucking prison.
You don't have to answer any of this shit, bro. Go back to fucking that fucking corner in London where you're getting roasted
Oh,
by...
one thing. If you do go off to jail for that shit, let me just say this. Because I went to jail for a little bit once upon a time when I was younger, because I was stupid. Most inmates do find pedophilia and stuff like that as maybe like one of the worst things to do. Because remember, even though they're in jail, most people have kids. So when they see you, you're usually target number one. Just saying.
Year one debaters on Christianity. This is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you're doing in here.
Okay, so you can leave the call. I wanted to go talk about this word.
I don't want to leave the call. I like hanging out here. I've talked to a lot of pedophiles in the past. So.
Okay.
You said, hey, I'm chilling with you.
What do you think the age of development is?
I just told you. It depends.
Oh, by the way, does he have a maid? Anybody want to be my maid? I have been working so much. Listen, the summertime has been awful for work. Listen, I could pay for a maid. I love a maid. Listen, I've been working 14, 16 hours. It's been awful. Sorry, random.
What stage do you think somebody is developed in? What stage of development? Because there's a lot of stages of development.
It varies.
It varies on what?
I think it varies on the age.
It varies on the age?
It depends on where you are.
You need to have set ages for that. There are stages of development. As a child, an adolescent,
you can hear him start to snivel in the background there as he's sucking up snot from his nose, getting cooked, and his
just
brain
starts
is
to
fucking
stutter.
overheating, malfunctioning, trying to formulate some kind of response to the easiest question in the world about what he thinks the age of consent should be. He keeps talking about the age of development and then can't even put a number on it.
Just starts changing terms and shit until like the topic get changed. But in this situation, like these people just stood up. It's like, no, listen, tell me what you mean. Explain yourself. You know what? Good. Sometimes you need to be like, hey, let's have a fucking conversation. And no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to be a little fucking bitch. What did you mean by that? Like, sometimes you gotta stand up. I know we live in a fucking time nowadays where everyone wants to be some pushy shit. Like, pussyfoot around everything. But no, sometimes you gotta be like, hey, what the fuck are you gonna say? And at the same time, when am I gonna fucking kick your ass? Listen, I'm usually not the person that's like, hey, violence and stuff. Even though I was military for a while, you know, I like to hear people out and stuff like that. But it's children. That one gets me. I don't like baby jokes. Especially usually when it's like very dark baby jokes. I don't like when people talk about stuff like that. That's one of my big like bugaboos. Not my favorite thing. Sorry. I'm sure there's some people out there that love those kind of jokes, but...
So everyone, please feel free to ask Sneeko what he thinks the age of consent should be if you want to see a human being fucking glitch out and malfunction like an Oblivion NPC. Can't answer the most basic
just
question
straight
in the
dying.
world. That is...
You know, listen, I don't usually do sound alerts, but there you go. Just straight glitching.
Concerning. You realize how deranged that makes you look, Sneeko? That makes you look like an actual danger to society, that you don't agree with the age of consent and try and argue around it. That's what every pedophile ever that Chris Hansen talked to would do. Like, you're a fucking weirdo. So for you of all people, this fucking putrid vermin, this absolute slimy worm, to have the gall to say that I only care about the Mr.
Tell him,
Beast collab.
baby.
Thus, this whole
Get him.
story is just relegated to, you'd never use that word. That word's too big for you. This whole
You said you dumb bitch. You said you dumb bitch. Let me use a word that's like 3 letters.
story
usually
is
my
just
thing,
put on
but,
his
you know.
second channel where no one's gonna see it because it's safer that way, so he can keep the Mr. Beast collab alive. He's afraid, he's a coward for it. He has no problem abandoning his morals and defending blatant pedophilia, brushing it under the rug as long as it means it keeps the Mr. Beast collab alive. For you to make insinuations like that and even claims like that is fucking unhinged, considering you
really
make
is.
actual pedophile defense arguments constantly, and you have publicly put on the clown makeup and worn white knight armor complete with the shield to defend Dr. Disrespect when he himself publicly admitted to messaging a minor inappropriately.
Exactly. Literally came, what is it? Come from the horse's mouth. I want to say that's the right saying. If not, whatever. Came out of the horse's mouth. I think that's what it is. So literally was like, hey, by the way, I did do this. And if I remember correctly, I think during the whole giant fucking paragraphs, I think he did like a few. It was like a whole essay. I think he was like, hey, by the way, we did occasionally speak a little bit like inappropriately. It's like, oh, really? So not only is she underage, you put minor in there, and then literally like, what is it? He edited it a few times just so it didn't say minor, and he has inappropriate. So I'm like, yep, pretty much done and done. It's like, don't defend that shit. I don't understand. Again, maybe I'm just fucking loco. Pinche loco. I don't know. But like, I feel like that's not... Listen, that don't fly.
It's fucking insanity. It makes me want to spit that I even have to talk about this, but it became such a huge, fiery issue on Twitter about me specifically that I felt the need to have to include this in this video.
I just think he has a crush on you.
Entirely focused on everything Ava Tyson has done and why it is so shitty. But now I've had to dedicate a sizable chunk to talking about these claims against me, about how I'm not going to talk about it and was not going to talk about it until pressure from Twitter forced me to, even though I had talked about it as it was developing and even mentioned on stream I was going to make a video on it.
Fuck Twitter. Fucking spit on that. Fucking Twitter, man. I'm telling you. All I use Twitter for, checking on my friends, and also liking art. I like and retweet art. Plus, I'm just in general, I'm kind of an art whore. I love art so very much. So that's pretty much it. Posting that, boom, boom, supporting friends, done. After that, get the fuck off. Your brain's gonna melt, literally. Like rot. Listen, I've been playing lots and lots of Elden Ring, which, by the way, God, it's such a good DLC. I think we're playing like on our third fucking playthrough right now. But like, you know, the Scarlet Rot, right up there. Just go hang out on fucking like Twitter for like five minutes. Scarlet Rot, have fun.
So to bring it all back to what should actually be the focus, the Ava Tyson situation and how horrible it is, I believe that it is an unforgivable thing that has been done.
Exactly.
Talking
Done.
to minors inappropriately is horrible.
When people make mistakes, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm gonna give them like, you know, second chance and like whatever. You start going and diddling kids, since that's what they say for Dr. Disrespect. You start going down that route. There is no forgiveness. You know, maybe you'll get like forgived by like Big Al that's inside of freaking like prison, and he'll make you forget. he'll forgive you, all right, but you know, you're gonna have to do a couple things. So if you catch my drift.
And having this kind of continued relationship with a minor where you're sharing edgy and inappropriate jokes back and forth and being in group chats and voice chats with children and saying gross things around them is so weird that it is not okay under any situation.
Exactly.
It's disgusting behavior.
Tell him.
And publicly supporting an artist who draws child porn and
Tell
even
him.
owning art from that artist and talking about art like that. And
by the way, I might be a bit of an art whore, but not that kind of art whore. Just saying. You know, I have limits, and that's like a way limit. So if my limits are over here, that's like way over here. Actually, like way over here. See me go invisible? Yeah, over there. Somewhere over there.
The revenge porn, all of it is very fucking
By the way, that revenge
bad.
porn thing.
It's horrible. I'm not pulling any punches here on my feelings around it. So yes, I wanted to talk about this, and that's really about it. See ya.
What a good video. What a good fucking video. Let me just say this. Like, Charlie hit it right on the fucking money. Right on the fucking money. You do not support people that are trying to diddle kids. Now, they keep saying this. He never actually like, you know, did anything with the kid. But at the same time, though, you know what that tends to lead to? Not only like fucking messing with the kid, Like, they're probably thinking like, oh, that's my boyfriend. Oh, that's my girlfriend, I guess now. Whichever one. You know, this is somebody that loves me. This is somebody that loves me. And you know what? If you leave or just you do something stupid, that fucks with them. Not only that, but they're gonna be like, yeah, my partner's like 30 something. I actually don't know when they were actually doing stuff. And also, I don't even know what Ava is like age wise. So point is though, that fucks with kids. Do not do that. Do not do that. And again, it is a unforgivable action. Don't be doing that shit. That is disgusting. Good ass video though. Listen, this is one of my favorite creators. Asman, Charlie. Go check them out. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother already knows them. It pretty much already knows them. But please go and check them out. Great video though. Great video. And also, you a pedo? Fuck you. That is all.